All right, Shalom, Kol Halal, Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, Bashem Kodash, double honors to the elder apostles and them bishops of GMS, even the elders that came before them that taught us truth. Shalom and salutations to all the brothers that push the word of truth and in sincerity, the hopeful elect tabernacle of David. To the Aquath that are listening, learning, being a pillar of rest, the 144,000, the 1/3, the hopeful elect of Israel. Of the brother Yashuan, Shalom and salutations to you all. Ezekiel 38 and 2, Son of man, set thy face against Gog, the land of Magog, the chief prince of Meshech and Tubal, and prophesy against him. Gog, the land of Magog, is talking about Russia. Gog. Okay. Persia here is talking about Iran. Gomer, Turkey. Togarmah, not Togomar. Togarmah, Syria. Okay. All right. Ezekiel 38 and 7. Be thou prepared, and prepare for thyself, thou and all thy company that are assembled unto thee, and be thou a guard unto them. So we don't know where China falls in here, but for sure we know that Iran is there. Just keep that in mind as we move forward. Russia, Iran. All right. And many people with you. That could be China. That could be Kim Jong-il, Moon, whatever one his ass is up there. Let's take a look at this. This is Danny Haiphong. About an hour ago, Pepe Escobar, Trump's shocking ultimatum, Putin and China's BRICS move, Rex's plan as Europe. A lot of stuff going on, moving things towards what? Right? All of this is culminating in Joel 3 and 2. In the NLT. Nope. 3 and 2. I will gather the armies of the world. See that? You didn't read. If you read it anywhere else, I will gather all nations. I will gather the armies of the world into the valley of Yehoshaphat, or the Middle East. The armies of the world into the Middle East. That's where the showdown is going to go down. The showdown will go down. All right. So back to this. Right. Even though they're over here doing jockeying, the showdown is going to go down in the Mideast. Anyway, take it away.
You know, right now we have a lot of talk going on. There's going to be U.S.-Russia talks in Saudi Arabia. But I think what's most important here, given your perspective, both being inside of Russia, being able to travel throughout Russia, I know you've been having conversations with people about what the mood is given this changing environment under Trump 2.0. But I wanted to play you something first about BRICS in particular, and the idea that a lot of Trump's people, even Trump himself before he came into office, has floated. Now you have top aide Keith Kellogg saying that one of the possible concessions that the U.S. will be asking of Russia is to break off relations with key BRICS partners such as China and Iran, as well as those outside of it like DPRK. Here is what Keith Kellogg had to say.
What concessions will Putin have to make?
Well, to me, there's going to have to be things like territorial concessions as well. Okay, some of it is unrealistic to expect where you'd want to go to, but it's territorial. It's subterritorial. It could be the engagement of refusing to use force, renouncement of the use of force into the future from the political side. He's not going to downsize his military forces. Hopefully, get rid of. What we're going to try to do is basically force him into actions. What you want to do is force him to actions maybe he's uncomfortable with. What I mean by that, as an example, right now is what we're going to do is try to break this alliance that he currently has. He's got an alliance around North Korea that wasn't there before. He's got an alliance with Iran that wasn't there before. He's got an alliance with China that wasn't there before me 4 years ago before. But let me.
What concessions?
So, Pepe, I wanted to play that because I know you've been talking about this, the ultimate agenda here in terms of breaking up Russia from BRICS. What's your thoughts? Will it work? Will it be demanded? What do you think?
Then it's hard to start our conversation when the focus and the clip is an imbecile. But okay. I told other podcasts, wrote about it, that Kellogg is viewed here in Russia as diplomatically a relic of the Cold War. And dinners in the corridors, etc., as an imbecile. So he's not in charge of the negotiations. The negotiating team is Rubio, Waltz, and who's the third? Oh my God. Who's the third, Danny? My brain has turned to mush.
I believe the third is going to be Witkoff of
No,
the
sorry.
Middle East.
Oh,
Witkoff, Waltz, and
because
Rubio.
I have these names ringing in my head of people who might have been part of the delegation and are not. Same with the Russian side. We thought that Narishkin would go, and apparently not. It's Lavrov and Ushakov. Ushakov is a killer. Ushakov can eat these guys for breakfast, lunch, dinner, nightcap, you name it. And Lavrov, of course, the best diplomat on the planet. So it's going to be something to watch. Il Gusano Marco Rubio trying to impress Sergei Lavrov. This is something for the ages, right? Okay, more seriously, this is a first contact. This is the beginning of an uphill battle. So all this blah, blah, blah all over the NATO stand sphere and beyond for the moment means absolutely nothing. And Lavrov made it very, he went straight to the point as usual. We want this to be the beginning of the reorientation of US-Russia relations as a whole. So they have to start literally from scratch. So it's very, very complicated. And Ukraine is one of the items in the agenda. The most important item in the agenda is spheres of influence, essentially. Because sooner or later, if Trump 2.0 is serious about a dialogue with Russia, dialogue, very important, diplomatically, according to Sergei Ryabkov, number 2 at the foreign ministry, respecting history, geography, and culture, then obviously we're going to reach to the point that is inextricably linked to the possibility of a new Yalta, which could be, it's not an accident, May 9th, here, commemoration of the 80th year of the Russian victory in the Great Patriotic War, where Xi Jinping will be in town, Putin will be the host, and Donald Trump may come as well. What better place? We can even have a plane from the Russian armed forces taking the three of them to Yalta in Crimea. Why not? Yalta 2.0 in Yalta. But until we get there, what we have tomorrow in Saudi Arabia is the first meeting. Obviously, they will discuss, we assume they will discuss INF Treaty, they will discuss the war in Ukraine in certain amount of detail, they will discuss sanctions, they will discuss possible scenarios, prepare the terrain, of course, for a live meeting face-to-face between Trump and Putin. But the whole planet is on a wait-and-see mode, right? The fact that this is already happening in itself is beyond extraordinary because nobody could imagine only a few months ago that this would be happening. And if we put it back to, let's say, end of October, beginning of November last year, this is something that would never have happened. A few days after the BRICS summit and before the election in the US. So obviously there are a lot of the Americans are masters, of course. There's a lot of spinning,
Oh yeah.
literally spinning around, to quote the great dance metaphysician Kylie Minogue. So we hear from Hexad, we hear from Kellogg, and we hear from J.D. Vance, who drove people in Munich literally to tears, starting with himself. The head of the Munich Security Conference, who actually cried on stage and left because he had nothing to say.
We'll stop it right there. So as you can see, this thing is gearing up. Where is it leading? Let's go to, where did he leave off? He left off at the 10 toes, right? These shall, let's get that on the way out. What did Vance do? These shall hate that whore. 17, I almost went to 14. Revelation 17:16. And the 10 horns, the EU, which thou sawest upon the beast, these shall hate the whore, and shall make her desolate and naked, and shall eat her flesh and burn her with fire. So this is just the beginning of them getting mad, whatever Vance said that incensed them, basically that they're full of shit, with eyeliner. With his decadent eyeliner, he's scolding. Anyway, with that, we hope that the elector edified you, brother. Peace and shalom.